Should we all be wearing yellow flags? Should we all be wearing gloves? Please rise. We're going to call the meeting to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Give a moment of silence, please. Roll call, Brooke.
Counselor Scott Steers.
Here.
Counselor Stickley.
Here.
Counselor Schneider.
Here.
Counselor Jeff Steers.
Here.
Counselor Griggs.
Here.
And Council President Chamberlin has an excused absence. We have 5 members present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Council has had time to go over the prior meeting's minutes. Nobody-
I make a motion to accept the minutes as they are.
Second.
Motion to approve the prior meeting minutes moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Jeff Steers. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Next, we'll need a motion to open up our annual joint meeting between City Council and Clinton Township trustees.
I'll make that motion there.
I'll second it.
Counselor Stickley made a motion with Counselor Griggs seconding to open the meeting for the public hearing. All in favor?
Okay.
All opposed?
Oh,
We need to do a roll call.
roll call, sorry.
Counselor Scott Steers.
Here.
Counselor Stickley.
Yes.
Counselor Schneider.
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Steers.
Yes.
Counselor Griggs.
Here.
Clinton Township Height.
Here.
Clinton Township Trustee Neuenschwander.
Here.
Okay.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. All right. Any discussion at all with anything going on with Clinton Township? Oh, come on, Larry, you gotta give us something.
Nothing written. Well, we're here to do the cemetery board.
Right, right.
That's all I have.
To do the cemetery board?
Yeah.
Okay. Ivan?
No, I agree with Larry.
You guys insist.
Going out on a limb. Cemetery board. Rick?
Rick?
Oh, yeah, Rick is absent. He was out of town. Rick Fry, he couldn't make it tonight.
But I mean, that's what we're talking about, is the cemetery board?
Yes, the cemetery board, we meet in May when we have a nomination to be brought to the table to reappoint the person that either has no longer on the board or is coming onto the board. And Rick's on the board, he just needs to be renewed to the next full term, so.
So he's finishing up this year. on this term.
Correct.
And Shane is just appointed, so that is going to be, right? He's still sitting
Usually
on that.
staggered.
But that's an appointment to be put on there, so.
Now,
Okay.
there is a question, though, Bob Crum is just taking it, it might be Bob, when you mentioned Rick Fry, I know Andrea is not here, but maybe Trudy can help us. Did she say anything about Bob Crum? I think it might be for Bob Crum's appointment, because he's the new person coming in for the replacement of Judge Barber.
Gotcha.
So
on
I
the
think it's
cemetery
Rick,
board?
pardon me?
On the cemetery board?
Yeah, the cemetery board, now
Yeah, because Bob was finishing
Yes.
his first term.
Yeah.
Who is it?
yeah, to fulfill his term as member at large.
Right.
For the cemetery board, Union Cemetery Board.
You're right, Ivan. I think that just kind of
Is-
got set aside, so
Yeah, I
that
think
definitely needs to be.
We've already put shades on, they're all on splits, split
Mhm.
different terms, so, yeah. Yeah.
So
I
you're
think
here
Bob-
for Bob.
Yeah.
You need,
that's
we
what
need
it is.
we need a motion.
For Bob or Rick?
No, for
I
Bob.
don't think Rick needs to be renewed, because he's only on about 2 years now.
Okay, so.
So it must be Bob.
I thought it was for Bob.
Yeah.
Probably is.
I'm mistaken.
Nobody brought any information, right?
Well, we've always-
I didn't get the cemetery minutes, so
No,
that's
it's
fine.
always been up to the
Township.
city to make sure that we stay in line with this situation.
Right, so I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, and we really appreciate you doing that for us.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll make a motion to appoint Bob Crum to the unexpired term of Judge Barber.
I'll second
Well, he already is, isn't
it. He is.
But we never voted. We never put Bob on.
he? Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do.
Well, his term probably ran out, too.
Okay, gotcha.
So Clinton Township trustee Ivan Height made the motion with council, or Scott Steer seconding to nominate Bob Crum for the unexpired term of Judge Barber. Any
Correct.
discussion?
For the cemetery.
For the cemetery board.
When's it end?
It'd be the end of this year, correct?
What's that?
It's the end of this year, would be the end of his term then, correct?
Yeah, there's, exactly, when you have a situation like this is why we have to do it now.
Yeah, because we put, it's a 2-year term?
It's a
Three.
4-year term.
Or 3.
Oh, it's a 4-year term?
I thought it was.
Okay, so he's not gonna be up, because I think I went there, I think I went with.
Scott might know. Is it 3 or 4?
I thought it was 3, because
Yeah, I don't think
every
it's-
year you have to nominate someone else. No, I could be
Oh,
wrong.
we are
Jim-
just really
Jim
on
took
this.
my position.
Yeah, I
And I
know.
went off 3 years ago.
Yeah, I had to appoint him, and then I remember Bob, he
So
moved
probably
forward. We
Jim.
just, let's just do this, and then we'll figure out the term.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll look at the terms later,
If
but
you
we
wanna-
just need to get them
If
on.
you feel comfortable, we'll nominate Rick Fry also tonight.
Well, you guys gotta do that.
Huh?
You do that.
We can do that, make sure we got that.
The mayor does her thing.
Wait a minute.
That won't work. That's not the end of the term.
No,
He's
I-
not at the end of his term. I know. You just be quiet back there. I know what you're doing. Let's finish this term out, and you guys can just come on back, and we'll see what you're gonna do with the next one. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Could be three-year term, could be a 4-year term. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
Counselor Scott Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Clinton Township trustee Height?
Yes.
Clinton Township trustee Newishwander?
Yes.
7 yeas, or 8 yeas, no, say 7
Seven.
yeas.
5, 6, 7. Yes. Motion carries.
Motion carries.
All right, good. Everybody understands what we voted on
Yeah.
here?
Bob Crum.
Is there any other discussion?
What was they here for a couple months ago?
I thought they nominated Bob for probably to finish up the term.
That's what I thought too.
I don't
But I think his
They were
term,
here.
I think it was due again.
They were here a couple months ago.
It was
Weren't you, Larry?
Pardon?
Weren't you here a couple months ago?
for Bob.
No, that was last year.
Oh, no, you were here 2,
This
3
is-
months ago.
But this was our annual meeting that we have to have every year.
They came in.
So we
I thought they
appointed
That
him.
was, you guys had a special dinner for us, so we showed up.
No, I Trudy,
I don't know if he was here 2 months ago. I
who you
don't
check and
know.
see? I think 2, 3, 4 months ago they were here.
Clinton Township?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check the minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a possibility.
Like in
January?
Huh?
In January?
Somewhere in, it was here not, it hadn't been a year.
It hasn't been a year, you're right.
And I thought it was for appointing Bob Crum to finish the term.
You're
Well, we
probably-
just-
I'm old and senile, but my mind's still here.
We always come every May.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but
it's gotta be about what Scott said, 3-year terms, is it, do we just renew it to what they're supposed to be, I guess?
But I think that we voted on,
This is, I don't.
Here it is, February 1st, I just found it. Joint meeting to appoint at-large member Bob Crum to the Wauseon Union Cemetery Board for the unexpired term to January 1st, 2022.
Okay, January 1st,
So
2022,
so-
so he's,
Fry might need renewed.
See
you
there?
guys need to figure out in the
Well,
cemetery
that's
board
you
what
want.
the terms are.
Anyhow, why don't we just do,
So do you want that motion in this
Let's
minute
do all
since you
three.
already had them in February?
Well, we had to have something for our annual meeting, we might as well have just put them back in.
We
what
better
you
get
did.
our guy back in.
Make it really official this time.
There was a motion to accept the appointment of Bob Crum to the Wauseon Union Cemetery Board.
To
At
finish.
that meeting.
Yeah,
And
I
that
was-
was for Judge Barber.
to finish his term.
Yeah.
All right,
and Rick would have, Rick would have done Dave Murray, but I don't know.
he ran.
And that unexpired term goes to January 1st next year.
The township
It's
trustees
resignation.
appoint a person, a trustee.
Yeah.
The city appoints
The city
someone to
But
council.
what
Yeah, I
Rick
do the
Fry-
council, I don't
All we do
do-
is appoint the.
That's up to them.
When Rick Fry beat.
When's your
Dave Murray,
next
he took
cemetery
over.
board meeting?
We don't go to it, it's just on a.
It's just the cemetery board.
It's Rick and Shane,
And Derek is
And Bob
their
Crum now.
secretary.
Right.
okay. We gotta figure out the terms on those, I guess we can look them up and see
Yeah, we have
who's
them
all on
down.
there and when their terms are.
I
It has
thought
to
we
be.
voted on that.
Has
He
to
just,
be
he just
Rick.
did Shane's.
Yes.
I
Has
thought,
to
It's gotta be,
I thought we voted.
it's gotta be Fry's
22.
that's
On Bob's.
done this year.
Thank you. How'd you happen, you had that?
I didn't.
You keep that all on
I didn't bring
there?
my
Organize
briefcase
it.
and
I
I
know.
keep them, I don't know what I
They have
have.
been every so
Well, I
often.
always just figured that the minutes from cemetery board, they come forward and, but when you don't have the cemetery board, he's not here today, it's a little difficult.
So if
We
anything.
figured it out, Mayor.
All right,
It's for Bob Crum for January 2nd, 2022 till 2024.
got it, okay, and Rick Fry,
2025.
That's their
Yeah,
problem.
3 years.
So we ought to
No.
vote on it.
we have to vote
We all
on it.
vote on
Didn't we
it.
just vote on
Even
it?
then?
That was,
Yeah.
We don't vote on Shane.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we do, I
Yeah, just
appoint
appoint them.
you.
No, but we got
Okay,
voted on.
but the 20, I'll say that again, Bob is from 22 to 24 will be his new term.
January 2nd, 2022, January 1st, 2025.
So we do have to vote on that now because it will be in effect before we get back in May. All right, so,
So that's what we,
let's,
So we just nominate, we just did.
That's what we just voted on.
But we said it was for the
that was,
unexpired term, but it's
yeah,
not
that
really
was,
the,
we had
it's for
already done
the
that.
new term.
We need a new nomination, we need a new motion, oh my goodness, for him to do the term from 22 to 24. Because we will not meet again with them until May
two
of
years?
22.
does that mean it's a 2-year term then?
Well, they can just start coming
Keith, I
every
think
week.
it's 23, 24.
Every
3 years,
month.
January 2nd, 2022 till January 1st, 2025.
Oh,
Or
25.
I thought
Yeah.
it was 24.
I thought-
I'm sorry, I thought you said 24.
I'll make a motion to appoint Bob Crum in that position.
For those years.
Yes.
All right.
second that.
Good Lord. You have to be
Counselor
out here at 6:30.
Stickley made the motion with Clinton Township trustee Height seconding to nominate Bob Crum on the cemetery board from January 2nd, 2022 through January 1st, 2025. Is there any discussion?
Had enough.
We've had enough.
Had
yes.
enough.
Counselor Scott Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Clinton Township trustee Height?
Yes.
Clinton Township trustee Neuschwager?
Yes.
All in favor? Motion carries.
Again.
Again.
7 yeas, 0 nays.
All
We're all
right.
good.
So, we need a motion to close this.
I make a motion, we close this session with the joint council in Clinton Township.
Second.
Harold, was that you? Clinton Township trustee Height made the motion with Counselor Stickley seconding to adjourn this meeting.
Yes.
Any discussion? Counselor Scott Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Clinton Township Trustee Height?
Yes.
Clinton Township Trustee Neuenschwander.
Yes.
Okay, we're adjourned at 5:14. Motion carries.
Wow.
That was exhausting.
That was.
Oh my
that was-
goodness.
Next May, can you guys be a little bit more prepared?
And hopefully we'll have our representative here with some minutes. That was hilarious. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the
Have a
amusement.
good evening.
Bye.
Yeah. I would stay for any dinner.
Okay, moving on. We have no one wishing to address council, and if they did, they probably walked out after that one. So let's move on. I have a reading of our EMS Week proclamation and Emergency Medical Service Week proclamation to designate the week of May 16th through the 22nd, 2021 as Emergency Medical Services Week. Whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service, and whereas the members of the Emergency Medical Services team are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas emergency medical services has grown to fill a gap by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and other out-of-hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of the Emergency Medical Services team, whether career or volunteer, engaged in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. Now therefore, I, Kathy Huner, Mayor of Wauseon, Ohio, in recognition of this event, do hereby proclaim the week of May 16th through the 22nd, 2021 as Emergency Medical Services Week. And it was written with the EMS Strong theme. This is EMS caring for our communities. I encourage the community to observe this week in appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. So that is this week. So if you see an EMS person, a thank you is great. Thank you very much for their time, especially this last week, or last year. Okay, let's see. I don't think we have anybody giving a department head report tonight.
Committee report. That committee report first.
Yes, I guess so. Committee report. Park Board, Harold?
That's me. Since the Park Board had not met since August of last year, I do believe. Is that right, Trudy?
Mhm.
There wasn't a lot of questions. It was more of a briefing by John Arps and Keith Torben. I'll try to hit the highlights of it, and if anything's wrong, I'm sure Keith will straighten it out for me. So the information was that the walking trail and the parking lot at Homecoming Park this summer will be top coated, sealed. They're gonna replace a bridge between the parking lot and the shelter house at Homecoming Park. John said that the Eagle Scout, Matthew Schroeder, making the bike racks, he did one. Way too much work. He's gonna let other Eagle Scouts take care of it from here on in. So let's see, where am I at besides goofing off here? Oh, and I went by the other day, and the Snack Shack is 3 times its size, so that looks very good.
Thank you.
Excellent. So I guess, did Wood County sign off on it yet?
We are waiting for the sink and grease trap to be delivered. We're at the mercy of just like everybody else with the shipping.
Sure.
Once it gets here and gets in, then that's the last thing we have to sign off on.
So, and the pool's supposed to open on the 28th, so we might be in a timely situation there. Hopefully it'll all work out. There's gonna be a swimming championship meet, supposedly July 16th, 17th, and 18th, so at that time, the pool will be closed for the general public. The only thing I asked was that whoever's in charge, if they're gonna have this meet, they might wanna get some bleachers on reserve, otherwise people are just gonna be standing around.
They usually do get them through the ballparks, bring them over and then take them back.
Do they have it there? Okay.
If not there, the schools will also.
No, I was just mentioning that there's probably gonna be a lot of people.
Yep, there is.
I don't know how many, but it seems like a lot, because they're coming from all over.
Mhm.
And I think that sums it up, unless Mr. Torben has anything else.
I think the only issue was with the bleachers was there was a lot of tournaments out at the little park, so.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, they might have to grab some of the soccer bleachers, or they also get, the high school, I know, when we've gone back and forth with them, if they're not using theirs, see, we can get some. And I think a lot of people do bring their chairs too.
You got anything else, Keith?
Nope, I
Okay.
think covered it all.
So that about sums it up, Mayor.
So no action, just a lot of
No action.
public works action
Yeah,
right
just a
now.
lot of public works briefing of what's gonna happen.
And the snack shack does look really good. I've seen those guys down there with the snowflakes flying, putting the brick up and stuff. It looks really good. So I'm anxious to see how that goes. Okay, so now I don't have any department head reports. And look at the legislation. We have nothing under first or second or third. So, under new business, we need a motion to accept the contract hiring a part-time zoning/maintenance code inspector.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion to accept the contract hiring a part-time zoning maintenance code inspector moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Griggs. Any discussion? Counselor Scott Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Steers?
Yes.
And Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, the second new business we have is, we have a notice that all permits to sell alcoholic beverages will expire on July 1st, 2021, and every permit holder must file a renewal application. And that was something that came forward, what, a couple weeks ago? Okay. So, with that, we don't need any motion on that, though. Sky Cinema, 455 Airport Highway, has applied for a D5 liquor license. Is that in here? In the minutes? So more or less on the liquor license, if you don't act, then it will go forward, but I don't see a license in the, did you guys get the copy of the license? Did you see it and review it?
Do you want me to go get one?
Hmm?
Do you want me to get one?
Actually, I'm thinking that they could probably move forward on this. I don't know, we don't have to, if you don't act, it goes forward, but maybe pending that they at least get to see the license. And if they have any questions, we can always bring it back to the table. Tom, does that sound correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And also with respect to subsection D there, the notice is also sort of a notice to council that council has the ability to object to any renewal permit, has to do so within, I think, 60 days before the permit, or maybe 30 days before the permit would reissue, which is July 1st. So again, it's sort of council's ability to object to any of those, any permits that would get.
A renewal.
Be renewed, right. And then the Sky Cinema is an initial application. Council has the ability to voice its concerns to the folks down in Columbus if it so chooses. If it doesn't, then they just move forward.
Any action on that? Under old business, I have nothing. Well, actually, I'm gonna go back to new business. The taco fundraiser in the city of Wauseon is tomorrow at the community outreach of Wauseon and Church of Wauseon. And then I sent some pictures to council of some students that now are members of the Wauseon beautification team, and how they took a Friday and a Saturday to come down and plant flowers and hang baskets. And I think probably between the 2 nights, we probably worked about, I'm gonna say 2 and probably 4, 6 hours altogether. And so I wanna thank those kids that came down to help us and beautify the city. And it's kind of neat to see our high school and young kids being active and showing community support. So, anything else under new business?
Mayor, on a similar note, the Firecracker 5K, I think,
Yes,
the Chamber is
is-
sponsoring,
that's
is supposed
true.
to, set to take place a week from Thursday. And we're
Right,
supposed to see
at
you
5
doing-
o'clock, and starting at Sullivan's Restaurant. They'll do the 5K and come back, and they'll have a gathering at Sully's gated area in their grass area, courtyard. So that's really exciting too, to have that fundraiser for the city. People are loving the city right now, and that's a good thing. So any questions on that at all, 5K? Anybody running it? Walking
Yeah,
it?
I can hardly, my bad knee can't even make it up the stairs, and you want me to go run 3.5 miles?
Well, you can walk it, right?
Yeah.
Freddie probably could walk it, you.
Jamie, you gonna run it? Good girl.
Thank you. Thank you for taking one for the team.
I signed my whole family up.
There you go.
So part of the course is through the Indian Hill Trails, which are looking really nice right now, so.
Really are. Hopefully it doesn't rain and turn muddy for the run.
Well, it won't be a problem. We have a new surface on the,
Yeah.
we've got that limestone stuff, which takes the rain pretty well.
Good. Well, I know the people are looking forward to it. It's kind of a start to the summer too. That and the pool opening that weekend, that'll be fun. Okay, moving on. No old business, so approval of the bills. I need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion to approve and pay the bills as presented, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Any discussion? Counselor Scott Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, I will need a motion to go into an executive session for the purchase or sale of property and certain personnel matters involving public employees or officials' compensation. And not real sure if there'll be anything at the end, so afterwards.
I'll make that motion.
Need a
Second.
Motion to enter into executive session, moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Jeff Steers. Any discussion? Counselor Scott Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.